this game was not that bad. I just finished Pokemon Sword yesterday evening, and by far I will say it impressed me in some ways, but then in other ways I felt like it missed the mark in what could have been a very remarkable experience for the Switch by the terms of Game Freak. I will talk about the good, bad, and ugly starting now. We're about to go into it. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I gotta take a few seconds to thank everybody that has subscribed to me over the past evening, week, and month. You guys are amazing. I cannot thank you guys enough. Yo, I wasn't supposed to get past 5. I remember back when I was at 1 subscribers. Yo, we just gonna keep on building and keep on stacking. I'm here for you guys, and I hope to share and continue to share my passion of gaming with you guys. And we're gonna create a movement known as Joystick for Life. I already got it going, and I've been doing it 80 plus videos strong. Let's dive into this. Pokemon Sword. From the very first moment I touched the game, I had some blinders on because Twitter was mad wild, yo. They ran into this game and took it to the ground. So if I took people's reviews, which I barely do, with all the salt that people was pouring on this game, I probably wouldn't have got it. I decided to just let the suspense die and not kill me by picking this game up. Not really judgmental about it. I did not go into the game thinking that it was going to be trash. I did not go into the game thinking that it was gonna be magnificent. So by me going in there completely neutral, I was able to take the good with the bad, figure out what could Game Freak have done better to make this game what it should be. And it should be one day, this franchise one day should be nominated for Game of the Year. And the fact that it has not made Game of the Year nominee, a core Pokemon game, in 20 years of its inception, it's just baffling to me. I go on the record to say that Pokemon is by far the biggest media grossing, amassed amount of money, moolah, whatever you want to call it, franchise in the world. It's beating Star Wars, it's beating Marvel, it's beating Disney, it's beating, like, if you put everything that Disney has under its conglomerate umbrella, I mean, it's going to take multiple IPs that Disney has bought out to even hold a candle, a lit wick, if you will, to Pokemon. Pokemon, for people that don't know, the Pokemon company is comprised of 3 companies. It's Game Freak, it's Creatures Inc., and it's Nintendo. Game Freak did try. Game Freak did try. That's gonna be the title of this video. Game Freak did try. It's not exactly the same. They have put in new animations. They have put in new things to the game that were not in older games. So the limitations of the Switch is not readily apparent with this game, nor is it a clean, polished, and final product glossing, looking like Breath of the Wild, even though Breath of the Wild has its own shortcomings. Every game does. Pokemon Sword, I counted on the top of my head 15 moves that were in previous games that have brand new animations to them. Pokemon have their own signature moves to them. That Cinderace, one of the starter final forms, has a soccer ball move where he's kicking the ball on his foot and then he's jumping up and then he's doing like a Mario Striker attack to somebody. And by far, I think that's the dopest fire attack that I've ever seen. So with Pokemon Sword coming out, and it already is doing astronomical numbers in other regions, I had to look at that and be like, oh, somebody's lying, yo. Somebody is telling a story and I've got to go see who's lying. I'm going to go on the record to say the Twitter community that was hashtagging Game Freak lies and data miners were going out and saying the game was short, it didn't have enough post-game content, and you could only go fight 3 or 4 gyms, and you could only use 3 Pokemon in those gyms, and the trainers only had 3 Pokemon in those gyms, lied. It is way longer than a 10-hour game. Me, I put in 29 hours into the game, and I'm the longest running Pokemon vet in my circle. I was not rushing the game either, but I wasn't taking my time. I was going, the first time I opened up this game, installed it, and played it, I was up until 4 in the morning. Started playing the game at about 4 in the afternoon and played this game until about 4 a.m. just to find out if this game was beatable in 10 hours. It's not. You can barely speed run it. If you are using one Pokemon and you max it out to 80, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a hard time. It's just certain roadblocks that are put in your way that you have to have a big team. You have to have a team of 6. So in order to have a team of 6 that's worth a dang, you have to level them up equally. And even trying to catch certain Pokemon in the raid dens, and you having to go to other locations on the routes, you have to beat certain trainers. Certain trainer matchups ain't gonna take Cinderace by itself. I should have got Sobble because that evolution's lit. I'm not gonna give away the prime plot of the game, but the game has some depth to it. It has a story that caught my interest and caught my attention. And now I'm doing the post-game content. The post-game content really doesn't take away or detract from the main story. So the main story is what I'm going to. You starting off with your starter, and then you go through the 8 gyms, beat the champion, and the game is done. Main story-wise. That game was more than 10 hours long. There were indeed 8 gyms, and you could use all 6 Pokemon. Those were the things that people were really crying about or talking bad about Pokemon. Is it worth $60? Not in my opinion. Would I want them to make a game exactly like this going forward? Not really. I would want them to expand upon this and go back to the drawing board in some instances. Please put voice acting into the game. I don't care if it's a book, a page from the book of Octopath Traveler or other similar RPGs where they're like, but of course, and then the words keep coming. Put some sound bites other than Pikachu and Eevee's voice in there, because you had other studios assisting you. I saw the end credits. I watched them to their entirety. You had help. So don't be afraid of assisting, and don't be afraid of having other people step in if you do not know how to do something. Because you having other low-end development teams help you out proves that you guys are not afraid of help. So I want to see more in the voice acting for the next game. If they're doing a Diamond and Pearl remake, which is highly anticipated that they're going to do something like that, even a Black, White remake, something, they need to put some voice acting into the game. I feel like things are missing when I don't hear what I'm supposed to be hearing. If I'm just reading from a text, some games can pull it off. I mean, Final Fantasy up until 13 was not doing voice acting. I'm playing 8 remaster. It still doesn't have voice acting, but that's because I expected it because it's a previous PlayStation 1 game. So they didn't have voice acting for pretty much any game on PlayStation 1 that I remember. So in conclusion, Pokemon Sword, if you're on the fence about whether or not you should get the game, I'm going to put my stamp of approval on it and say this game is a game you should play. I'm just upset that it wasn't longer. It is debunked by me. If you don't trust anybody else, it is debunked by me that this game is under 10 hours long or 10 hours long. It's over 10 hours long. There are more than 3 or 4 gyms, whatever the Twitter post said. There are more than 100 Pokemon in the game. any lowball number that you've seen on Twitter that you may have heard from one of your trolling friends or any troll on the internet for that matter lied. It wasn't so much Game Freak lied, it was Game Freak tried. So I thank you guys again for the subscribers and the subscriptions. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm doing a giveaway for the 200 subscribers. The rules are simple. All you have to do is subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you have to just subscribe. That's the easiest thing. If you subscribe, you get an enter ticket in, and I'll announce the winner on here January 1st, 2020, as well as on my Instagram. So if you wanna get more entries, have somebody else subscribe. And they say, oh, so-and-so sent me, then guess what? You got another raffle. So then I'm looking around and I'm like, boop. Oh, okay, so my finger went in between both of your names for 2 entries. So I'm doing a $25 gift card to a console of your choice. If you don't play console and you play PC, I'm sure they have a gift card as well. I think they have Steam points. I'm doing that, and you got about 2 weeks to get into that, and we'll see who wins. Hope to see your name on the list, and we'll go from there. I had a giveaway for 100 subscribers, and I gave it to one of my longtime gaming partners on my Instagram, and it was a PlayStation Network card because that's what my gaming partner wanted. So we'll go from there, and we're just gonna keep grinding and keep going, and until next time, have a good one. Peace.